Maybe later. But surely not at 18. The 5 years since her London season in 1934 had flown by quickly, with Alex travelling abroad with her parents, riding in the local hunt, or others she was invited to, visiting her friends who had married, and even had several children by then, going to house parties and helping her father on their estate. She had more interest in the land than her brothers, both of whom had fled to London. William, the oldest, led a gentleman's life and had a passion for flying machines. Geoffrey worked at a bank, went to parties every night, and was known as a heartbreaker. Her brothers were in no hurry to marry either. Geoffrey was 25, and William was 27, and went to air races in England and France at every opportunity. He was a proficient pilot. Alex thought her brothers had a lot more fun than she did. She was something of a prisoner of the rules of society, and what was considered appropriate for a woman. She was the fastest rider in the county, which irritated her brothers and their friends, and her gift for languages came in handy on their family travels. By 23, she had been to New York several times with her parents, and considered American men more liberal in their thinking, and more fun than the Englishmen she'd met. She liked talking politics with her brothers and father, although they urged her not to do so at dinner parties, so she wouldn't frighten the men who might want to court her. Her response to her brother's comments on the subject was sharp. "I wouldn't want a man who didn't respect my opinions, or to whom I couldn't speak my mind." "You'll wind up a spinster if you don't curb your tongue and your passion for horses," Geoffrey warned her. But both of her brothers were proud of how brave she was, how intelligent, and how bold and clear in her thinking. Their parents pretended not to notice, but they were secretly concerned that she hadn't found a husband yet, and didn't seem to want one. She listened to all of Hitler's speeches in German on the radio, and had read several books about him. Long before the events of the summer of 1939, she had predicted that war would be inevitable. By that summer, her brothers and father agreed with her. It seemed unavoidable, and they were dismayed, but not surprised, when war was declared on September 3rd. They gathered to listen to King George's speech on the radio, urging Britons everywhere to be strong and courageous and defend their country. Like most of the population, the Wickhams' response was immediate. Both of Alex's brothers enlisted in the RAF, William in the fighter command, which suited him as an ace pilot, and Geoffrey in the bomber command. There was no hesitation. They reported for duty and training shortly after, as did most of their friends. It was what was expected of them, and they went willingly. Alex remained quiet about it for several weeks, and then startled her parents when she announced that she had joined the voluntary First Aid Nursing Yeomanry, shortly after Willie and Jeff had left for training. Her parents had made their own decision about how to contribute to the war effort. Her father was past the age of enlisting, but they had volunteered to accept 20 children from London into their home. The evacuation of children from the cities was being encouraged, and many parents were eager to find safe homes for their children in the country. Alex's mother, Victoria, was already busy preparing the building where they housed the household staff and stable hands. Their male staff would be greatly diminished by conscription anyway, and they had other quarters in the house for the women. They were setting up bunk rooms for the children. 3 of the housemaids were going to help care for them, and 2 girls from the village and 2 teachers from the local school were going to give them lessons. Victoria was going to teach them as well. She had been hoping that Alex would help her, but then Alex announced that she was going to London to drive lorries and ambulances, work as an aide in the local hospitals, and do whatever other assignments they gave her. Her parents were proud of her, but concerned about her being in London. Bombing raids were expected, and she would have been safer in the country, helping to take care of the children. The children the Wickhams would be housing were from poor and middle-class backgrounds, and families all over the country were taking them in. Alex had studied her options carefully before volunteering for the First Aid Nursing Yeomanry. She could have joined the women's voluntary services to do clerical work, which didn't interest her, or the air raid precautions, or worked on a female pump crew for the fire service. The women's voluntary